We're going to turn things over to the weather. Joining the desk with meteorologist Allison Black with a look at our forecast. Allison, we can tell by the sky cam out there, rainy day out there, but it's going to get better as the days go ahead.
Yes, definitely. We do have a lot of rain today. Right now, we're actually in a little bit of a break in our area here, but more showers are coming in for the rest of the evening.
And some much needed rain. We kind of had a dry fall, it seems like.
Yes, we definitely had a very dry fall, especially September. We were almost 4 inches less than the average rain. So we definitely need the rain, and it's looking like we're not really going to get much more measurable rain, at least this week.
Yeah, but a return to the sun is coming your way.
Yes, right now, definitely no sun on our sky cam. Lots of clouds in the area. We right now here are in a break from the showers, but more are going to be entering our area. Here's what our Doppler is showing right now. So there's that break in the showers, and then taking a look a little bit further out, there are definitely more showers over in this area that are going to be making their way towards us for the rest of the evening. But year 24 is showing a little bit of a break, more showers coming in after midnight, and then a dry morning for Monday morning. So that's going to be pretty nice. It is going to be cloudy out there in the morning. Then we're going to start seeing some breaks of sunshine for the early afternoon before a couple more showers could roll through the area quickly Monday afternoon or evening. So if you're headed out to the bus tomorrow, Monday morning, is going to be dry but cloudy and a little bit chilly with a temp of only 47. And then as you're coming back, that's when you could be seeing some breaks of sunshine or a couple of showers depending on where you are. It's also not going to get very warm tomorrow, a high of only 57 around the time that you'd be getting off those buses. With the rain coming in today and tomorrow, by the end of the day, Monday, rainfall totals are kind of slanted. We're seeing most of the measurable rain north of Northampton and Amherst, with totals possibly up to an inch of rain. But if you are south of Northampton or Amherst, you are definitely not getting a lot of rain today or tomorrow either. Now, after the rain tomorrow finishes off, Tuesday, Wednesday, low chances for a couple of spotty showers moving through the area in the afternoons, and then we really return to dry weather for Thursday and Friday. Taking a look at our futurecast, tomorrow could get pretty gusty with gusts up to about 30 miles per hour in our area. Then we're going to see things calming down overnight into Tuesday morning. Then Tuesday, we could see a chance for a couple of spotty showers moving through the area in the afternoon. And again, breezy and gusty with gusts up to the low 20s. Similar story for Wednesday. We could see gusts up to the low 20s and a couple of spotty showers possibly moving through the area in the afternoon. But most of the area will be staying dry for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, it's also pretty cold today. We are well below our average for this area. Our average is 64, and we are at 54 today. Tomorrow, back to more seasonable of 60. Then we go right back into that below average temperatures for the middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Once we get to the end of the week and into next weekend, we are getting a little bit warmer again, which will be nice. Our low temperatures are also going to be pretty chilly. This morning, we were only in the mid-30s. Tomorrow morning, thanks to the rain and cloud cover, it is going to be a bit warmer, but then we go right back down to even possibly below freezing for Thursday. We have the rain showers tomorrow, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, things dry off but are cooler and breezier. After that, the breeze is going to die down for Thursday, Friday, and then our temps are going to go right back up to more seasonable. Things are staying dry and getting warm for the weekend, and then staying dry and seasonable for the rest of the period. Glenn, back to you.